They actually have to wrap him in foam and tape and cover him up a whole week just in case some rowdies from Westwood come across town. Yeah.
Yes,
true?
that
Yes.
is so true. You have to watch out for those Bruins in their paint.
Wow.
That blue paint on Tommy. We love Tommy.
Jim Watson, Lisa Leslie, Ari Murphy, and Anne-Marie Anderson with you at the Galen Center. Leading scorers in the first half. Ashley Corral for SC averages 16 a game, had 11 in the first half. Nice balance for UCLA with Dixon and Tukey at the top there, 9 and 8.
Well, Tukianen really carried the first part of the first half, and then Dixon and the rest of the team kind of chipping in the rest of the way.
Well, here we see USC coming out in a new defense. They're playing the 2-3 zone now. And I think they're going to start to mix it up this second half to see how UCLA responds. They're also going to front the post in the zone, which is a little bit different.
Tukianen missed the short shot from just about 3 feet. UCLA able to get it back. Markel Walker got the loose ball, then had it knocked away.
Now you see UCLA 2 and 3 attempts because they're on the offensive boards. USC has to do a much better job of boxing out if they want to control this game.
But Lisa, does it matter if UCLA doesn't convert? The differential is so large, but you get those opportunities and they just don't come away with anything.
Tukianen thought about the three.
I'm not sure why she just thought about it.
I didn't
She should
either.
have shot it.
I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking
Dixon didn't
shoot.
think about
Jasmine
it.
Dixon didn't think about it, and she never shoots threes, right?
So UCLA first 2 possessions, a turnover and a miss. Galbraith the other way, gave it up late. Aarika Hughes cutting to the hoop. It seems like Aarika Hughes back in the game with 3 fouls. She didn't play much in the first half at all. Now she seems to be rushing just a little bit, maybe wants to make up for all that lost time. And a quick timeout. I'm not sure if this was Cooper's timeout or Caldwell's timeout. It doesn't matter, we'll take one right along with him. 19:01 to play in the game, UCLA by 1.
I mean, you're a legend, and I'm not going to dispute it, but you know what I did. 7 and 1 during my era.
Uh-oh, Lisa's talking a little smack about 7 and 1 during her era. Let's talk about a new era in Nikki Caldwell. How do you think she's doing at the helm of the program?
I think Nikki Caldwell is one of the up-and-coming bright coaches in our game, and I'm so excited that she's at UCLA. She played at Tennessee, was a coach under Pat Summitt, and Pat and I played on the Olympic team, and Pat said when Nikki was applying for the job at UCLA, she's the one assistant coach that has always reminded her of herself, and so that's a great compliment. I love her intensity, I love her enthusiasm, her knowledge of the game, and her presentation, and you know, I think UCLA's got a great coach for a long time.
A number of these players certainly have dreams of playing in the WNBA, maybe even playing for the WNBA champions, and you at the helm of that program this year. What was that like?
Well, certainly it was our second championship in 3 years, and Corey Gaines was our head coach this year. We had Diana Trossi, Cappy Pondexter, Penny Taylor, DeWanna Bonner. I mean, we really had a great group. We stayed healthy. Indiana was great. Ebony Hoffman played for Indiana, who's a SC grad, but you know, we're very fortunate. It's tough to win a championship. I'm excited about the women's game because I think the WNBA has given the opportunity to these young women at an earlier age to have dreams.
Well, I tell you, Jen, Lisa, and Mary, I like the view from up here. I might hang out for a little bit. You guys are getting ripped off. You're too close.
I can't believe they put Annie Myers-Drysdale in the rafters. Tell her to come down. I'll get her a press credential.
Maybe she did something mean to Tommy Trojans once back in the day.
I'll let her know she's welcome.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Annie Myers, one of our favorites, of course, part of a long line of great Bruins. Annie Myers, Denise Curry, Natalie Williams, Maylana Martin, Nikki Blue, and, of course, Coach Billy Moore.
She is the president and general manager of the Phoenix Mercury and one of the truly all-time greats at UCLA.
And she was talking about her brother, Dave Myers, who was just a great basketball player. Because of Dave Myers, we all learned how to bank shots from about 12 feet away. Meantime, this one continues on as it did midway through the first half. UCLA turning the ball over, but controlling the glass and holding on to a small lead, 36-33. Ashley Corral just picked up a foul. That's just her first. And Dixon to the line for UCLA.
And some of the assorted tape you see on the UCLA players, whether on the shoulders, the wrists of Markel Walker, that's to cover tattoos. Nikki Caldwell doesn't want any of them showing when you have a uniform on, and that's just the statement she makes to her team.
Mary, is that a Pat Summitt thing?
Couldn't tell you. Personally, I like it. I think it's kind of old school for a young and up-and-coming coach. I think it's kind of neat.
And I concur, I agree. I think it's great that these young ladies have to cover their tattoos because it's just a distraction to me. When I see all that, and especially when you tune in on television sometimes, it can be a turnoff. So I don't think right now the women's game can afford to have too many things turning people off. So I think it's great, and it says a lot about Nikki Cotwell and UCLA and their program and where they're going.
Aarika Hughes scores for SC her first bucket. Remember those 3 fouls early in the first half.
Well, it was interesting because I went up to Markel before the game and I said, "Did you hurt your wrist last night?" Because I didn't see that during practice. She goes, "No, coach won't let us show him."
Yeah, she has quite a bit of tape covering hers.
Ashley Corral giving it up to Gilbreth. They're looking for the lead. She couldn't get her feet under it, got the rebound, and then got fouled on the second look. And it looks like Tukiainen got hit across the face.
Well, I think it was a nice transition bucket, but I would have thought that Corral, she gave it up to Brianna Gilbreth a little too soon and not necessarily in her rhythm, but Gilbreth sticking with it, being tenacious on the boards, gets a second opportunity shot to get to the free throw line.
And hard to see if Tuki got hit on the nose, on the cheek, or the eye, right in that area. She's okay now. I'm looking at her at the free throw line. She seems to be all right. Free throw made by Brianna Gilbreth, and it's 36-all. She's got 7 points.
Well, Brianna Gilbreth, I think, might have been the culprit in breaking her own teammate's nose a few
the
days
rumor.
ago in Kari LaPlante. Not sure, but allegedly that's what happened. So you have to be careful when you're around her. I know something too about some elbows.
And Markel Walker for UCLA got hit on the beak as well, and it's not a broken nose. They had her wearing a mask against Cal, and 4 times during that game she ripped the mask off because those are hard to play with.
I've heard that. Thank goodness I've never had to play with one on.
Hey, you're lucky. Campbell, the step back. And she was fouled on the shot. And it's on Corral. That's 2 now on Ashley Corral.